right, everyone, welcome back. So check this out. We got a little cool guest right now. His name is Subtronics, and you're gonna. Where can we find you, Mr. Subtronics? Is there like little tags I can send out to people? A little Twitter, a little SoundCloud?
Yeah, it's just soundcloud.com/Subtronics.
Boom. All the links will be in the links below. Okay, so I got you in particular because you were interested in a status of mine, which I touched on very lightly, to say the least, to the whole thing about people dropping names in the industry and how they think there's some sort of a credibility if they can drop someone's name. And this doesn't just go for the music industry. This can literally mean any industry that involves, any type of art at all.
Any type of business.
Any business, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, get your opinion. I mean, we were talking online, but I definitely think we can go a little bit further here. Go from there. What's your opinion? Let me get in the mind of Subtronics.
So I used to have a serious problem with it personally.
Oh, really?
I was fortunate enough to be welcomed into certain friendships, and then I kind of took advantage of it, and I tried to use that connection as a way to springboard other connections because. Yeah. So much of the music industry is who you know.
Exactly, 100%.
So I was doing dumb shit where I would meet someone else who was really big, and I'd be like, "Yo, man, I'm friends with this person.
Yeah,
we should be friends."
Yeah, and, absolutely.
I started to get check from a few people who were just being like, "Yo, man, that people kind of frown upon that kind of thing. It's not you're not allowed to, but it's looked as kind of annoying and I don't know recently and a lot of the times, when I post statuses or I see statuses that I really relate to in terms of how to behave, a lot of the relatability comes from I see my own self fucking up in such ways, and then I see other people fuck up in that way, and it'll really piss me off.
Wow.
And then I'll realize why does it piss me off so much? Oh, right, because I'm projecting my own shit onto them. Yeah. That's why it bothers me so much.
Totally makes sense.
So that's when I start to when I notice that people do certain things, it really gets to me. That means subconsciously I feel kind of guilty for doing a similar thing.
Makes sense, absolutely.
Yeah, so as someone who used to struggle with doing that kind of dumb shit.
Yeah, it's the early stuff. It's stuff that you're not told about off the bat. No one tells you that.
So much of what makes people mad is that unspoken rule. Only kids who spend 30 hours a day, get it. Only kids who spend fucking 23 hours a day on SoundCloud following all the weird rules that no one else would notice.
So bad, yeah.
It's you called it trench? That was our phrase for dubstep 3 weeks ago. We have 4 different phrases.
We have 4 different phrases, guys. Oh God, we've evolved, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Get with it. It's 2016.
There's that, and then I don't know, at least recently, I've been trying to really pull back and be less of a policeman and shit like that.
Honestly, that might take you a lot further, only because you're staying as a neutral public figure, so people aren't going to come to you oh, well, he's the god for this. He only preaches this.
Yeah.
By you being neutral, you're allowing people with both opinions come to you and ask for opinion if they want to, and you don't have to give them an opinion, or you can just touch lightly on a topic, which is better. It makes you more approachable.
And it's because I was so opinionated and extreme, and I start to see it affect how people viewed me without me realizing it. I started to walk into rooms where there were people I didn't know them, and they already had their own formulated opinion because I was some fucking dub plate policeman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's going to be other people who see that, get frustrated with it, and start to project a more extreme version of what you're starting to give off to everyone else. And it's I don't want people to see me as some douchebag who runs around calling foul on everybody.
Calling foul, telling everyone who you know. It's look at me, I got fancy new shoes on. I get it.
So it's a lot of stuff recently that I noticed I used to do, and I'm really trying to cut it out. And as I've been actively doing that, I notice other people do it, and it just fucking angered. It just makes me so mad.
Oh no, I completely hear you on that.
And the fucked up thing is dude, you can't get mad because obviously if you're new, there's no way you'd know anyway.
Absolutely not. Yeah, so no clue.
It's not their fault, It's
definitely not your fault, or it's not their fault for sure. And it was definitely not your fault either because, you were new. You're 100% new to the whole thing. But there is a point where I feel if you're seriously producing and your SoundCloud numbers are going up, and
you should know that.
There should be I feel like
should,
before
yeah,
1,000.
I mean, and a lot of that honestly comes down to like the Darwinism as type way I'm looking at it. It's like, all right, well, if you see someone that's being really obnoxious and just all around shitty, if they're doing obnoxious, dumb, shitty things, they're probably not smart enough to really get anywhere. So don't even worry about it. You know,
it's like they might know someone,
why
but
get your own self worked up about it when they're probably just going to blow themselves up anyway.
Their self-destruction. They'll self-destruct on their own. They're not consistent. You know.
Yeah.
I get it. I completely get it. There's plenty of people, especially in the music industry, that say, "Oh, I know this or I know that," blah blah blah, and then at the end of the day, you'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. When can you call in that favor?" And then they'll be like, "Well, I can only call it between this time of day and this time of day every 3 months. It has to be a leap year." Like, it's like, do you really know them or no? And then after a while, you start picking up on these things, and this is when you're very early on in music and you just get into the industry is what I'm trying to portray here. And then as you grow, you should realize that you should always take everyone's word by with a grain of salt. It's
exactly
everyone knows somebody.
Because
I get it.
Like when it comes down to it, no one knows what the fuck they're
Absolutely
doing.
not.
No one knows what the fuck they're doing.
No.
Some people have more money behind what they're doing, and they've hired professionals with experience. But
which makes sense. I get that. Money talks in any industry.
Yeah. But I mean, like, no one really knows what they're doing.
Alrighty. Sorry about that, guys and ladies and lizard people. We were doing some streaming, and my router decided to not work anymore. So that's a thing. But we're going back to the conversation of what is going on with people these days that just name dropping seems to be the new thing. And it's always been around, but it just seems like it's more and more prevalent to see everywhere. Everyone knows somebody. We all know that someone knows somebody. I know my mom. She makes great cookies. Now on to you. So what do you think, brother?
Yeah, one thing I think I'd like to probably say is that I think there's definitely two kinds. I mean, there's one where it's like when you meet someone and you're like, hey, like for the sake of like relationship building, like I'm friends. I don't know. I feel like there's an acceptable form of name dropping.
There is, but I feel like name dropping's only good in a group of friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a tight-knit group.
I just had a situation today where literally someone commented on that status.
Oh, yeah?
They're the kind of person who, like, you kind of need to be like, yo, no, like he sent me, like, it's cool. And, like, I hit him up, like, yeah, like, Justin just told me to hit you up.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute, we were just talking about name dropping, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's, like, I feel like, all right, like, if you walk into a room and you're just, like, you tell every single person off the bat, like, I'm friends with, like, fucking, like, Carnage,
Yeah, I love those. Or they take a quick selfie with them and they're instantly homies. They're like, oh, hanging out with the fam, hanging out with the homie. It's like, bro.
It's like, well, like, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah,
like,
man, you had to sell tickets to even get a selfie with this guy. Like, calm down.
It's like, I don't fucking care.
No,
dude.
I'm over that
like,
stuff.
I mean, that's cool, I guess, but, like...
Not my thing, personally.
Yeah, I mean, like, if for sake of, like, building relationships of, like, hey, it seems like you and me might be friends, here are some of the other friends that we share.
Exactly. I think that's acceptable. I think that's acceptable, because then you're keeping it personal. You're not saying, like, bro, check this out. I know Skrillex. He gave me a high five once, and now we're homies. We're blood brothers. No, I get that. There's an extreme.
Because, like, I totally feel the urge to do that shit constantly.
Oh, I bet.
Like literally every single time I hear the song Yasuo at a show, I, like, want to look to the person next to me and be like,
that's
kind of no bomber.
Yeah.
Talk to him, like,
kind of like my shit.
Like, it's just like, and just like, no, Jesse, shut the fuck up. You'll sound like an asshole if you do that. And then
it's just that self-restraint for sure.
Yeah, and then like I'll have that self-restraint, and then like an hour later, I'll see the other person who doesn't, and that's why I'm like, like.
Yeah. Then, well, here's the thing: if you gotta assume everyone's kind of thinking the same, it's like, oh, cool. You got the face of okay, cool, great, thank you for the information that you know somebody. I'm gonna show interest, but eventually you're gonna be like, that was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Everyone eventually says it. It's like, cool, like, great, like, I'm not going to call you out in front of your face because I'm just trying to get on with my fucking life here, and I don't really need whatever your mess is. I don't need to hear you. I don't want to listen to you. I'm not trying to judge you. I'm done. Like, I didn't want to start this. I'm not going to end it. Okay, great, thank you. Have a nice day. But there are people that will be like, what, you don't believe me? Or this and that. Like, no, I don't believe you. It's just, it's whatever, cool, man. Like, I don't need someone to tell me that they know 40 people for me to like them.
Yeah.
I build relationships with people that are creative, they have personality, they invented themselves. They didn't go and they're not trying to rip someone else's like brand. Like, there's so many people that were all about like Chipotle gang and like that whole cult following kind of deal, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff.
Let's just pick an article of food to be our entire brand.
Exactly. Let's pick.
I'm gonna go tuna
fish. Tuna fish. Yo, tuna gang, bro. Dude.
I'll use Jim Halpert as my mascot from The Office.
Beautiful. Yeah. Done deal, and you'll make $1 million. It's $1 million idea right there.
Tuna.
Tuna. Tuna. That's fucking great. Okay, so that's cool. So we both kind of have an opinion. We kind of think it's lame if someone just like heavily name drops, but in certain situations, we can both agree that it makes sense, and as long as it's personable and not just gloating and bragging.
Yeah, exactly. Because at least when I would do it, and when I mean, like, still, I sometimes fucking do it because I'm a human.
Yeah, it happens. Like, it slips.
Like, I know that at least for me, whenever I was doing it, it was coming from a place of I want to either A, impress this person, or one up this person.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like, yep, bro, I'm like bigger deal than you. Like, just trying to be alpha. You know what I mean?
It's a guy thing. You know,
yeah,
I get
it. It's as I look back on that and seeing how people interact with it, and me interacting with people who do it, it's just annoying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is. I get it. No, dude, I'm with you. I agree with you on that stuff. But I do have a question. What genre of a dubstep, I would say, subgenre of dubstep, do you feel like you have made your staple in as Subtronics? And you don't just pick one. You can pick a variety of them to give a nice little bouquet.
Well, okay, so there's like things I focus on that I try to accomplish. I try to have as unique possible sound design as I can.
Absolutely.
Generally, sound design that leans towards the robo step kind of deal.
Yeah, of course.
So I'd say it's kind of like imagine like you're putting together Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
It's the sound design of robo step.
Okay.
I try to get like the flow and like the swag, I hate the word swagger, but like the flow and the swagger.
No, yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's like the arrangement and the flow of rhythm where it's just like
gotta get it in. You gotta do it, man. You just gotta let that bob in. Let the shoulders do the work. Let the neck do the wanking, man. Like, you know.
So like I guess like I mean like I've said the words robo rhythm before, even though it sounds just so painfully corny.
Hey, it's a thing though.
I mean, like we're at a point where it's like, do you sound like not everybody else? Here, have your own genre.
Exactly. It's just do it.
Not a genre.
Absolutely.
You know, like
I've been calling it.
Jaws started making like UK Jack and House.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone calls it bass house suddenly, and it's like, oh well, dude, that was like totally a thing, but like I guess now he's got his own genre.
He's got his own thing, just like Snails with Vomit Step and everything else. Yeah. I get it.
You're the first person to use an FM synthesis. No way.
No way, bro. You understand it. Great. And you definitely aren't using it.
Do.
So fucking true. So that going into that, do you think RIDDIM will be here much longer? And do you think dubstep is now, because we can both agree that dubstep, because of RIDDIM and the amount of people and supporters and fans and producers and the whole 9 yards, have definitely shown a lot of love to RIDDIM and that community, which clearly has sparked dubstep up, like again, with even more passion and fire. We can clearly see that more dubstep producers are springing up more on more tours, more stages. The bigger guys are clearly playing more dubstep on a regular now. You see the bigger guys that are have been playing dubstep.
They're playing out like a Phonics tune. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you think RIDDIM is going to be here at just like it is now for the next couple of years, or do you think it's going to cycle through the next form of dubstep that we will eventually come through?
What people currently label as RIDDIM is a style of dubstep that's been around for a very long time.
Very long time, but like everything else
and
comes up.
I remember YouTube channels like Wonk Step Warrior.
Oh yeah, they're old though.
Yeah, uploading like old Dean tunes or Air Value or Lessening.
Yeah.
And it's like, we didn't have the word RIDDIM yet. It was just called like wonky shit. Like, I don't know, it's that real wonky dubstep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I've always fucking loved that shit. I think that type of attitude with dubstep will always have a place in the genre, because there will always be people that, even if it's not all the time, they'll put out a tune that has that weird work, like, just the weird, just fucking, just, I don't even have the word for it, just like that stink factor, like, it's just stinky as shit. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, but, like, I think that, people are gonna, if people are gonna get real tired of it real fast. I mean, like, personally, I've already been kind of tired of that, like,
oh yeah. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan when it first came. Like, once it first hit, like, you know, the scene, like, you know,
Yeah.
there's the underground scene, but then there's, like, you know, the overall, like, main scene. I wasn't the biggest fan because I felt like it was lazy.
Yeah,
But
I
once you
think
get into it, you get it. Like, there is a lot of work, and there's a lot of sound work.
There's two schools of thoughts. There's
Yeah.
the, like, are you being lazy, or are you trying to be, like, authentic in a sense of
Mhm.
that it's bare bones to almost sound more organic because there's less processing on it.
Exactly, which both
That
their
being
own, very
said,
respectable.
Like, there's definitely times I hear, and, like, I try not to name, I won't name any names, but, like, there's so many fucking rhythm producers where it's like, dude, make a new sound. Like, make a new sound. I make new sounds every single song.
I feel like that's the best part about being a producer, though. That is, like, the joy of making a new little thing and just see where that can go.
Can't wait to get home and make a weird robot sound. Like,
yeah, exactly.
and, like, I know the last one was real good, and, like, sometimes you can reuse it, but, like,
yeah.
I think RIDDIM is gonna definitely, like, it might have already peaked, or it might peak a little bit more. Hell, it might get really big. I doubt it.
I think it might get a little big because I just think there's still energy. The fan base is huge too.
I mean, like, at least in Philadelphia, where, like, it seemed, at least to me, that, like, almost no one knew what it was when I first moved here, and now, like, since playing some shows and playing some RIDDIM out, like, I've seen other people start to, like, identify it. And there's, like, there were, like, the 15 or 20 kids over the entire city that, like, have been following it and, like, know it. And, like, obviously, like, I immediately met them. Like,
oh, you're like, hey, what's up? We're friends now. Let's go.
Yeah.
I get it.
But, I mean, outside of that, like, at first, like, crowds didn't respond to it at all. And then
it's hard, man. It's hard.
And then I opened, like, I'm playing, like, that code show. And
like, oh, that's recent. Actually, you want to talk a little bit about that real quick? Real quick. How'd you like that code show? Who'd you get to go back to back with? Tell the camera.
At the code show, I didn't go back to back with anyone. The next day.
Oh, it was the next day? Oh, okay.
The next day, I got a call from the promoter up in Albany who I've played for before, and he was like, yo, man, like, you want to be, like, a special guest?
That'd be cool.
And I was like, yeah, let's go. And he was like, all right, like, you're going to go on after 12 Planet, you're going to go, like, back-to-back with this guy, Evac Protocol and Provocative, who are both very good.
Yeah.
And shout out both of them.
Shouts though. Actually, I played with them too back in NYC at the Funk Case and Cookie Monster show.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're cool dudes. They're real rad.
Yeah, no, Provocative's got a Prime Audio EP. Sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite person in the world. So
it's so chill.
But anyway, yeah. So I got there and I, like, linked up with John and I was like, yo, so, like, are you trying to, like, go back to back with us, like, by the end of the set, like, keep going? He's like, yeah, man, I'm down. But I mean, like, if you want to go, like, tag some solo time as well, like, we can do that. And I was like,
let's do it. Hey, let's go.
I was like, yeah, should I just come out, like, 45 minutes in?
Yeah.
And then so he was originally supposed to go from, like, 1 to 2:30.
Yeah.
I went on stage at, like, 1:45, 1:50, and we didn't stop playing until 3 in the morning. So
that's great.
It was.
I know you've been working on some projects. I want to keep them on the hush hush, but what's going on? What's the new stuff? Give us the lowdown, the exclusive.
Okay, so I have obviously just a ridiculous amount of collabs that need to be released, started, and finished.
Fair enough.
There's 2 I can't say.
Fair enough.
One of those needs to be started. The other one, I think it's done. I just need to hear back from him to confirm. But like, he's really busy, so like, it's gonna be a bit. I guess I stopped trying. I'm just gonna wait for him to eventually.
Exactly. That's how it usually works.
Yeah, and then I have one with COD that's finished. I'm waiting to post that.
I heard a little some about that. I think there's a video, I believe, on the internet of it.
Yeah, I doubled it with Gamma Ray.
Sounds real fucking good. I'm excited to hear that one.
Yeah, and then so I have that. I'm working on a thing with Digitist.
Cool.
And I'm excited for that because it's going to be sound designing as fuck.
Yeah.
Lord Swanix, I sent stems a while ago. Aeonics, we were going to start one. A lot of people have been asking me recently, and like I literally just can't keep track. Like I have to look at it. There was like, I don't know. Anyway, and then so actually in like less than 12 hours, I'm getting on a bus. I'm going up to Canada to play in Montreal.
Wow. That's a first for you, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That.
That's pretty sick.
And then so I'm playing there. And then there's 2 other shows. 3 that I'm going to be.
Oh wow.
Either 3 or 4 that I'm going to be probably able to announce soon.
Ooh, and they're all going to be fun, I bet. Good fucking time.
No, none of them are Philadelphia. So.
Oh, look at you stepping outside of the state. I like that. I can respect that a lot. I think, me personally, I truly believe that the second you leave your state and start focusing on other states, like even in the tri-state area, try pushing yourself, you get so much bigger that way.
I'm fucking absolutely terrified being seen as a local. Like,
It's the worst, man.
I've been like making and posting music online for 5 years from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Middle of nowhere, no scene, no shows, no fans, nothing. Like, you are the only person in that area who has any interest in that topic.
You're just doing it.
So like, yeah. So like, no gigs, nothing. I built up my fan base. So like, when I come to Philly and get shows because of the fan base I have, not because I sell drugs in high school and I sell a lot of tickets to all the customers.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, the other locals who do that will be like, hey man, like a girl literally said to me the other day, she's like, well, like, Jesse, weren't you like a dumb local once? And I was like, no, I wasn't.
Nah,
like,
bro.
I wasn't.
Chill.
Like honestly, like if you're a local, like that hurts your chances significantly.
Significantly.
Well, okay. Honestly, I wouldn't even say it hurts them a lot. I mean, like, it might just like not even matter. Honestly.
See, to me, I think it definitely does. It does matter. I think if you become, it's kind of like being too comfortable in a situation. It's you eventually lose the drive to want more because you eventually become content. Now,
well, there's the thing is, like, it's so not black and white because I've seen people be doomed to purgatory to stay in Philadelphia forever.
Yeah.
And I've seen people.
It happens in Jersey, New York.
Up who are locals. You know, like, there's exceptions to everything. Like, you can, like, no matter what rule there is, there's someone who broke that rule and succeeded anyway.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
But I mean, like, yeah, I'm really scared of being seen as a local. Because generally most of the headliners that I've been friends with don't have a lot of respect for locals, so I don't want the headliners to come in and not have respect for me. So
that's perfectly good mentality.
Once you're a local, you're kind of stuck. Like, I mean, like, there's people who break out of it, but it's hard as fuck.
Yeah, because once you build a mold for yourself, it's like I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
And I get asked to, like, play house parties all the time, and I'm like, as much as I'd love to, because I love DJing.
Just jamming out, man.
I love DJing in front of any amount of people.
Exactly.
And I'm so broke. Yes, I'll take the $15 you'll give me for a house party. I really gotta say no. It's because, like, I don't want people to, like, even know I live around here, honestly. And that's why, like, I'll show up to places and they'll be like, oh, Subtronics is here. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I try to be, like, low-key, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and, that's totally cool. Some people say that's a little, like, selfish. Some people say that's selfish. Some people say that's weird. For me, I actually think it's very healthy because if you start consistently going out and then people are like, oh, it's Subtronics, there is a possibility of your ego to eventually be fed. And that could be very freaking dangerous because then you become this big guy in a small town when eventually you step out of your town. Now you become a small fish in a big pond.
Exactly, and it's a small town that's not only 4 years behind, but it has 2 clubs.
Oh, like, yeah, so everyone's talking, everyone knows.
It doesn't matter. Like,
exactly.
It's
so true.
Such a small fish, man. Like, I mean, like, when I don't know, like, no one that I knew prior to moving to Philly lived in Philly when I got here. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, I mean, like, there's other kids.
Well, you said you connected with some of the locals for sure when you first got there.
There's other kids in the city that are super talented. I mean, like, Slushy's amazing.
Oh, yeah, he just blew up recently for sure. I mean, he was underneath a different name for a while, and then he just started doing Slushy. I mean, first of all, great marketing. I would say it's very similar to Marshmallow with being that cutesy-wootsy kind of, like, icon. Smart, very smart.
Someone showed me his John Cena remix, and it's funny because, like,
that's funny. That's good.
From my circle of, like, dubstep, there was a 10-way collab, literally.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, between all, like, the Skype gang kids, and, like, so, like, that was, like, and, like, because there were 10 people on it, it immediately got, like, 50,000 views or some shit because, like, everyone reposted.
Everyone's fucking going with it. Yeah.
So, like, that was the one I knew, and it was, like, kind of a dub plate a little bit, so I was like, yeah, I have this song.
I'm
like,
with it, yeah, fuck
then,
yeah.
Like, I heard, like, that John Cena, I'm like, oh, that's a different John Cena theme song, and then fucking Uber made his John Cena sample, which is funny, because, like, he said he hates using that sample, but I fucking love that shit.
I think it's just funny, man. I mean, to me, you gotta figure a way there's always a way to put a smile on your face, if it's through comedy or through, like, just pure joy, and sometimes, dude, that John Cena thing, when you do it at the right time, it is, I don't care who you are, it is funny.
It's definitely far out enough at this point where you gotta really kill it, though.
Oh, well, yeah, well, no, now you can't just be like...
It's gotta be an unstoppable, like...
it's gotta be big.
Like, it's gotten to the point where, like, I would need at least, like, 15 minutes of filler setup.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you need to build
like the Family Guy style jokes where they'll have, like, 10 minutes of, like, monotonous filler.
Yeah,
to set up,
yeah,
like,
just to
split
set it up
second.
for this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of style. It would have to be done.
If it's gonna be done, I bet you could do it. Okay, guys. Well, this is Subtronics, and again, you'll be able to find all this stuff in the comments below or wherever else links may be on the social network that you are currently watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. Again, follow Subtronics. I'm Basecraft, and we'll catch you later. Woo! Deuces!